The first killing was not planned.
Jeffrey Dahmer's name is synonymous with one of the darkest chapters in modern history. His life is a chilling reminder that evil can sometimes hide in plain sight, masked by a veneer of normalcy. Today, we delve deeper into the life and actions of Jeffrey Dahmer, a man whose story has left a lasting impact on society. This is not just a tale of horrifying crimes, but a reflection on a societal failure in the human psyche. Born on May 21, 1960, in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Jeffrey Dahmer appeared to be an ordinary boy. However, his early years were marked by dysfunction and instability. His parents, Lionel and Joyce, were frequently at odds, their arguments often escalating into violent confrontations. These constant disputes left young Jeffrey feeling neglected and isolated. Although he showed some signs of normalcy, such as a fascination with nature, his growing obsession with death and dissection hinted at the darkness that lay ahead. Jeffrey's interest in dissecting animals began innocently enough, collecting dead insects and small creatures from the woods near his home. But as he grew older, this hobby took a more disturbing turn. He started preserving animal remains, often boiling them to strip away the flesh. These acts were seen by some as a quirky fascination, but they were early warning signs of a deeply troubled mind. In school, Dahmer was described as shy and introverted. He struggled academically and socially, often turning to alcohol to cope with his feelings of alienation. By the time he reached high school, he was drinking heavily, even bringing alcohol to class. His classmates saw him as a loner, someone who acted out in bizarre ways to gain attention. Yet despite these warning signs, no one intervened. Teachers, friends, and even family members dismissed his behavior as harmless eccentricity. In 1978, after graduating from high school, Dahmer committed his first crime. While living alone in his family home after his parents' divorce, he encountered Stephen Hicks, a young hitchhiker. Jeffrey invited Hicks to his home for drinks, but when Hicks decided to leave, Dahmer panicked. He struck Hicks with a barbell, taking his life. What followed was a gruesome act of dismemberment and disposal. This marked the beginning of a chilling pattern that would span over a decade. After this first crime, Dahmer's life appeared to return to normal. He briefly enrolled in Ohio State University, but dropped out due to poor grades and a lack of motivation. In an effort to discipline him, his father enlisted him in the U.S. Army. Surprisingly, Jeffrey excelled during his training and was stationed in Germany. However, his drinking problem persisted, leading to his eventual discharge in 1981. After his dismissal from the military, Dahmer returned to Ohio and later to Milwaukee, where his horrifying spree would escalate. In Milwaukee, Dahmer began a new chapter in his life, living in a modest apartment and working at a chocolate factory. On the surface, he appeared to be a quiet, unassuming man, but beneath this facade, his dark tendencies were taking hold. Over the next several years, Dahmer targeted young men, often luring them to his apartment with the promise of money or companionship. His methods were calculated, and his actions were carried out with chilling precision. One of the most disturbing aspects of Jeffrey Dahmer's story is how he was able to operate undetected for so long. His neighbors often complained about foul smells and strange noises coming from his apartment, yet no serious action was taken. Dahmer's ability to evade suspicion speaks to systemic failures in recognizing and addressing warning signs. In 1991, a horrifying incident highlighted these failures. Konorak Synthesomphone, a 14-year-old boy, managed to escape Dahmer's apartment and was found by neighbors. When police arrived, Dahmer convinced them that Synthesomphone was his partner and that the situation was a misunderstanding. Tragically, the police returned the boy to Dahmer, unknowingly sealing his fate. This moment, perhaps more than any other, underscores the devastating consequences of neglecting signs of danger. Dahmer's horrifying spree finally came to an end on July 22, 1991, when Tracy Edwards escaped from his apartment and flagged down police. Edwards led authorities back to Dahmer's residence, where they made a shocking discovery: photographs, tools, and remains that revealed the full extent of Dahmer's crimes. The gruesome evidence left no doubt about the atrocities he had committed. During his trial, which began in early 1992, Jeffrey Dahmer displayed a chilling lack of emotion. He admitted to his crimes in detail, describing his actions with an unsettling calmness. His defense team argued that he was insane, but the jury rejected this claim, finding him guilty of 15 counts of first-degree murder. He was sentenced to 15 consecutive life terms in prison, ensuring he would never walk free again. In prison, Dahmer reportedly sought redemption. He expressed remorse for his actions and even claimed to have found faith. However, many questioned the sincerity of his transformation. In 1994, Dahmer's life came to a violent end when he was attacked and killed by a fellow inmate, Christopher Scarver. Some saw his death as justice, while others viewed it as a tragic end to a deeply troubled life. Jeffrey Dahmer's story is more than just a tale of horror. It is a cautionary tale about societal failure. His actions went unnoticed for years, despite numerous red flags. The lack of intervention from authorities, neighbors, and even his own family allowed him to continue his spree unchecked. His case serves as a reminder of the importance of vigilance and the need for a deeper understanding of mental health and human behavior. Ultimately, the legacy of Jeffrey Dahmer is one of darkness and lessons. His story forces us to confront uncomfortable truths about the human capacity for evil and the systems that fail to prevent it. While we cannot change the past, we can learn from it, ensuring that such tragedies are not repeated. Thank you for joining us as we explore this difficult yet important story. If you found this discussion thought-provoking, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, stay curious and remember, sometimes understanding the darkest parts of history is the first step toward a brighter future.